He does it.
Ah. Okay.
This is a farewell dinner.
Oh, that's good.
Setze hin, as they say in German.
Here is a poem, especially for this occasion.
Won't get out.
This trip has been delightful, a joy in every way, and I want to take a moment for some things I have to say about how great you all have been, so patient and so kind. When little things have gone awry, you never seem to mind. We've made new friends, and learned a lot about our old friends too. And the folks who smoothed each rocky path were you and you and you. But there has been one person who bore a special load. That person is our Siegfried, the bus driver king of the road. Siegfried, we thank you for the careful way you drove through farms and cities, for terrace lunches and photo stops when the scenery was extra pretty. We thank you for the toilet breaks. Yes! It's the washing water that we drink. But we're not really crazy, no matter what you think. We always will remember the trip we took with you, and we wish you feelin' Glück in everything you do. And Kevin, your favorite WC kid, has something he would like to say. This is from everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you, Dave. Thank you very much.
We appreciate it.
And I hope you enjoy this trip. You see something up, down, right, left.
Yes, we saw a lot of extra things.
You see some extra, you know, we have some extras for me the whole life, new and like tomorrow morning now. And I hope you enjoy the round trip, and thanks very much. It was a nice group. All the ways, yeah.
So we'll be thinking of you when you're with the Japanese group.
Oh no, I drive
They
every
won't-
couple of days. I drive another group now.
They won't be as much fun.
No, I have the whole group out fun, yeah. No, and with you special nice too, yeah. For
Thank
this
you.
2 weeks. Thanks so much.
We
Yeah.
enjoyed it.
It was very interesting too to this area you are traveling. Normal tourist doesn't go to some
See,
point.
we're not
no.
normal.
Something new, no?
Yeah,
For me
good.
too, a little bit more experience now, and tomorrow we have only. I have to make another program too, because they doesn't want us more here in this house, in this town. We are early to the airport. I have to think tomorrow too.
Okay, so we'll have to be down here. You can bring the bus at 8:45, 15 minutes before 9.
Yeah. Well, that's maybe 5 minutes earlier, because I know that this place is
Because did you all hear what he
Yeah.
said? They're closing this at 9 o'clock tomorrow. They close the street for only bicycles. So
can buy-
he cannot bring the bus.
Anybody drive a bicycle? You can buy the street.
Not to the French
But I think
airport.
everybody drive a bicycle is danger too. I hope they have some accident that they see what they're making wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, I hope.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
But anyhow, no staying till 9 o'clock. I mean till.
This is our last night here in Germany, and we've got our farewell dinner going on. And I thought I would record just a little bit, showing us enjoying our farewell dinner. And it's been an enjoyable trip. The food has been good everywhere we've been, and we've enjoyed ourselves tremendously. And it's kind of sorry to have to quit a trip like this and go home. We go home eating beans and potatoes. we won't have this gourmet food and all this wine and everything. We'll be just at home going back to...
Put it in in the Bavaria. There's one up there, and we visited the Legoland, where they have they've duplicated monuments of the world with Legos. There's just a lot to see there. So.
Opposite side. Opposite side.
Uh-oh. Siegfried moved this barricade out of the way this morning. The road was blocked and he just moved it. So we better get out of town fast before they track him down.
Well, up ahead we can see your great vineyards. Siegfried is going to take us a little Cox tour here since we've got an hour of extra time. He's going to show us some scenic beauty and a nicer part of this town. But those grape vineyards are pretty. And go up and see them. Oh, oh man, he's going to take us up that big monument?
Yes.
Thank you, Zig. Thank you. He's taking us up this hill. We're going up to what is reported the biggest monument in the world. Everywhere I go, they've got something that's big. The biggest monument in the world we're going to see today.
$5, $6 a night.
Here's vineyards right here on the roadside. And we drank some wine last night. They make good wine here. So, Pat, what's the name of this place? Zum Deaconwall. There's a statue here, and we're going to go see it. Oh, I got you, buddy. That's all right. It's the biggest statue in the world here we're going to go see. That's right. The biggest statue in the world. I'm up on top of the hill where the big statue is. The sun is just now coming out, and I'm going to go down here and overlook the Rhine River. Up on top of the hill where the big statue is. There is the sun just now coming out. It's about 9 o'clock. This is our last day, and that shows the Rhine River. And I'm down below on this side of the hill. There's a town across the river, but we spent the night here. And we've come up on this hill here to see the overlook of the Rhine River and to see this big statue here. Well, it's so big I probably can't get it in my camera, but you can see what I'm talking about. I'll get around the front of it and get a better picture. But it's a nice, great, big statue sitting up on this hill. Oh, that's a souvenir stand in the background.
We didn't know we were going to do this. No, we didn't. I'll say my
45. Is that loud enough?
Okay.
The town of Roosevelt. We stayed here last night. Saturday night the 26th. This is the morning of Sunday the 27th. We're on our way to the airport now. So we're getting a little city tour on the way. As a compliment from our bus driver.
It didn't work with this. I saw there was an open
No,
one
that's
there.
the return. Well, that's
Unlocked.
the 2 mark won't go in there. And it says to put in 1 times 2 marks. Here, okay. Read it. Okay.
Welcome to Niederwald. You are now standing in front of the Niederwald Monument, which was erected between 1877 and 1883 as a German national monument. It was a reminder that the German federal states united after the French-German War in 1871 to form the new German Reich or Empire. This monument was created by the sculptor Professor Schilling and the architect Professor Weisbach from Dresden. The figure of Germania stands on a high pedestal as a symbol of the German peoples. In her raised right hand, the Kaiser's crown, and in the left, the sword of the Empire. This bronze figure measures from the tip of the crown over 12 meters high and weighs 640 hundredweight. The sword is 7 meters long, the crown 1 meter high. The allegorical figures of war and peace flank the foundations of the monument. In the middle is a 10 meters 80 wide and 2 meters 60 high bronze relief, on which one can see Kaiser Wilhelm I on his horse, the Chancellor of Bismarck, the German sovereignty, as well as the generals and soldiers of the recent war, all in all over 200 life-size people. The group at the foot of the pedestal shows old Father Rhine with the young daughter Mosel. It is 3 meters 45 high and 6 meters 15 wide. On the sides of the monument you can see 2 reliefs showing the departure and homecoming of the soldiers. Now please turn your attention to the Rhine. You can see upriver to the left an unforgettable view as far as Mainz. Part of the well-known vine-growing area of Rheingau is also to be seen on the slopes. The town of Rüdesheim lies half left of the river. Straight ahead you can see Wolkersberg with its famous chapel, and beneath it the town of Bingen with the fortress Klott. On the other side of the river Nahe, which flows from the Hunsrück into the Rhine, is the town area of Binnebrück. Further to the right, the romantic valley of the Rhine begins. We thank you for your attention and hope you have an enjoyable day.
All right.
Well, that was pretty good.
Well, you can see all the river traffic on the River Rhine. That is certainly a transportation highway.
We're on the River Rhine.
And vineyards on the bank, and the city on the other town. City across the river. Now I'm going to turn around here and give us a good view of the monument. The big monument up on the hill here, which we have just driven up here to see. And it is a biggie. It was explained to us up there on the loudspeaker. But now I'm able to get a little bit better photograph of it. This is picture taken.
Woo!
What happened? All right, Kevin, stand in front of the monument. That's Kevin right here in front of the monument over in Germany. On his last day. This is the last day for you, partner.
The last day.
Your last day.
Maybe you should include the date so you'll know in 10 years from now what day it was.
I've got the date on the film here.
Oh,
Recorded every day. All right, I'll have it down. Yeah, this is 6/27/93.
6/27.
All right. Oh, there's the type of cruise ship that we rode on the Rhine. I'm getting a better picture now. Let me zero in and get that cruise ship. Boy, they're cruising up and down this river. One going up, one coming down, one going sideways.
I know it. I know it.
Over on the hill looks like a church.
I'm really torn because I just think it's so beautiful here, and I hate to leave, but I do want to go home.
A good show here.
Yeah.
Just come on by then and tell your name as you come by.
Okay, this is Ed Zabel.
All right, Ed Zabel.
Going to Jean Shoe.
Jean.
Pat Blowbaum.
All right, got you.
Hazel Zabel.
All right.
Kevin Court.
All right.
Martha Hale.
All right.
James Kavanaugh.
All right.
Osteen.
All right.
Merrick. Going home.
All right, going. They're on their way home.
Matthews, glad to go home.
All right. That's a tired-looking bunch. They don't look very tired to me. They look like they're just... This is maybe the last view I'll get of the bus that we spent 2 weeks on, traveling around over Germany, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, and Austria. We've hit all those countries. Germany, Switzerland, Liechtenstein.
Yeah, I bet we would too.
Some of the forests here we're driving through up on this mountain above the Rhine River. And there's a lot of paths for hiking up here in this forest. And they're marked off so you can come up here and hike through them.
Boat stop up the river.
Oh, isn't that pretty? This is a hotel up on top of the hill where we could come up on a chairlift and stayed. Well, we stayed right down.
We'll make 5 minutes photo stop. Okay, somebody want to go off some now.
5 minutes if you want to get off and take pictures. I'm going to go in and see if I can get some brochures from the hotel. It might be a nice little souvenir.
Well, we stopped here just for a little photo taking at this hotel and restaurant. And these are some flowers out on the grounds in the garden ahead of the hotel. And roses. Got enough roses for everybody here. And a little water fountain right up here. And I'm going to turn around here and get a picture of the hotel. Place to stay. Up on the mountain, you come up here on a chairlift. You have peace and quiet, presumably. Gracious living. Hazel thinks I'm getting there, but I'm really getting a picture of the hotel and the surrounding grounds. 15% grade, and all my traveling around, this is the steepest grade I've been on for a road. 15%. I think we have rules in the United States that 7% is the maximum you can ever want cars to go on. Or 7. But here is a 15% grade. You better have it in gear when you go down through here. It's falling off this mountain. But it's a beautiful little road. It's paved with vineyards on the side.
Well, now I know why they look so steep, the vineyards.
Those vineyards look well kept, I can tell you that. I don't guess have any trouble people.
I don't like the squish in my fingers.
There you can see how well kept the vineyards are here on this hillside.
Imagine the labor required to check all these vines and pick off all the grapes. When you multiply this one vineyard by the hundreds of thousands that are all over these hillsides.
Forming on there. It's still green.
I was going to show you mine back up on the hill, but I got around to hear cars turning their bicycles along the road here, and Pat seems to think they're going down and have them a bicycle treat. Everybody's got their bicycles on top of their cars, and this is a Sunday, and they like to get out and ride their bicycles as a group. So that's one of their sports here, as well as treeking in groups. She calls them a boat walk.
Up here ahead, right at the bend of the road, is an old crane, and probably like a toll house. Siegfried said he thinks it's from about the 14th century, very old.
Old crane, along the riverbank, for lifting cargo off of a boat and setting it on the shore.
Oh, isn't it beautiful?
Some beautiful houses on the left, and homes and hotels. I didn't get to see. And a covered bridge.
If you look down to the right, here's a skull in the river, and people are rowing along with the current, still here.
Looks lovely.
They have their old flag flying.
They use this river here for all kinds of water sports. Look, there's a group right there rowing, sculling. Vineyards, trains, bicycles, walkers, hikers.
More little garden houses. Wouldn't this be a nice place to spend a Saturday and Sunday?
Little garden houses, little garden plots where they come out from the town and spend Saturday and Sunday out in their little house with their little gardens.
That's the Dutch ship. 2 weeks ago I made the cruise from this ship.
Oh, yeah.
All right. He didn't answer you. He didn't answer you.
2 weeks ago, Siegfried was cruising on that.
We make 2 weeks tours from Arnhem of Netherlands,
Yeah.
Holland, to Basel and on the way to make the cruise with the buses.
The bus is on there?
No driving overnight, they're only on daytime.
That ship that we just passed is long, like about a 2-week cruise ship. You get in Arnhem in the Netherlands, which is up just, I don't know how many miles north of the German border. So much.
Going down the road all the way to Frankfurt Airport. We've gotten away from the Rhine River now. Going through some countryside here. Which is a wine producing area. All different types of wine in the Rhine Valley. We're going into Wiesbaden, make a little sightseeing tour of the city, which Pat says was the capital of Hessen, the state of Hessen. There's a road sign saying Wiesbaden. I'm taking this for the benefit of my brother and his wife who lived over here for an extensive time in Wiesbaden. I've heard them talk about it a lot, so maybe I'll get to see the town where they live.
See hostages released from the Iranian prisons or from the prisoners from the Gulf War. Remember, they always bring them back to the Wiesbaden Hospital, American Hospital, and that's where you see all the newsmen out taking their pictures when they come out on the balcony.
Oh, the air station. That's an air station.
This is probably where the hospital is located, the American Hospital, Lindsay Air Station.
Lindsay Air Station.
Now, remember, when we're going into any German town, you want to look for the word Stadtmitte or Zentrum. That means the Stadtmitte is the center of the city. Zentrum also means center, and that'll usually take you where all the interesting stuff is. Because the interesting stuff is usually old historical stuff that was located in
Modern city.
Yeah. We're going to get rid of
The city of Wiesbaden. I guess we're getting downtown.
You should have made a beginning picture of your bag.
And an ending.
We stay here with some groups.
Out of the police.
Ambulance.
Like the movie.
An ambulance or I hear what comes out over here flashing.
Here's the Deutsches Bundespost. It's the government office that controls the mail, the trains, usually the streetcars, the telephones, everything's under the administration.
No streetcars, parking space. And right, the Nove Hotel. Nice located too. No, the Penta, it's a Penta. Good. It is that style. Penta and Nove Hotel. Penta Hotel.
I got 1.5.
Matt, if you can spell the name of the street, this street we're on, that's what I'm right now.
For big meetings, the concert hall on the left.
Concert hall, Zig says.
Well, that is a big one.
This may be part of the downtown. This is a spread out town, a good sized town. Should be in the capital of the state of Hessen.
Museum.
Oh, a museum here. Wide streets. Kind of a modern looking city.
Beautiful street up again. Ooh,
Mixed. You see it on the way. I go to the casino and turn around.
Ice. Glass with ice in it and pour a Coke in it.
There's an interesting thing that I forgot to mention as we were traveling around. unless it's changed, Germany, the stores in Germany are not allowed to have sales except 2 times, I think 2 times a year they have official sales, and then stuff is really free and goes for about 2 weeks.
I bought sale merchandise. The
Yeah, but I mean,
sweaters I got were all
were they?
sale merchandise. But usually when the whole,
Ooh,
but they were not seasonal, you know.
fountain and lake on the right, statues, flowers, walking paths, trees, benches. Wonderful place.
Here at a park in downtown Wiesbaden. Here's a fountain, water fountain right in this park, and I think probably this is one of their governmental buildings here, downtown Wiesbaden. Magnificent looking building. They've got a lot of them around here, and I understand from Siegfried there's casinos and things here. And this park is well lined with trees.
American Wiesbaden Airport. They may be closing it. They're slowly closing just about everything down. I don't see
Wiesbaden Airport.
an awful lot of signs of activity.
Well, the airplane's there. Is that one? I guess that's one. No, this couple there. Small.
I wouldn't think Americans would have done that.
There's some airplanes back there. You don't have a military president. That's another
We're on an Autobahn type of road now on the way to Frankfurt, and we're about 40 kilometers from. Our tour guide is going to show us a trip we've just been on in Germany.
Okay, here we are in the Frankfurt Airport. You can see through the windows we're at gate B43, ready to depart for Cincinnati and Jay. Here's where we started, Frankfurt Airport. That's where we are right now. We went down the road over here to the city of Trier, oldest city in Germany. The first day, second day, we went to Heidelberg for a city tour, down past Baden-Baden to the Black Forest, and we stayed over here in the Black Forest area. The next day, we went down through Basel to Geneva. The next day, we went up to Lucerne, where we stayed overnight. Next day, we drove through Vaduz, up through Austria, and into Füssen, where we spent Saturday night. On Sunday morning, we had a church service by the forest, went to Garmisch-Partenkirchen, stopped at an open-air museum, and went to Munich. Here we spent 2 nights. The morning we departed Munich on Tuesday, we went to Dachau to the prison camp. Then we drove up the romantic road to Rothenburg, right here, where we spent a night. From Rothenburg, we went up into East Germany to Eisenach, where we visited the Wartburg Castle. Then we spent the night in Gotha. Next day we went to Weimar, which we visited. Spent the night in Leipzig. After visiting Leipzig, we drove up to Wittenberg, where Martin Luther's church was. Back down over to Eisleben, where he was born and where he died. Then we drove back to Bad Hersfeld, where we spent Friday night. From Bad Hersfeld, we drove down through Frankfurt, near Wiesbaden, crossed over, and went to the little town of Rudesheim on the Rhine River. On Saturday, we had a cruise up the Rhine River. We spent overnight here. This morning, Sunday morning, the 27th of June, we drove back through Wiesbaden to Frankfurt at the airport, and that's our round trip.
Pat has just given us a little rundown on our round trip here in Germany. And you will be able to see now just the route we took and what we saw. Would you say we went into 4 countries? I'm going to say like Germany, Switzerland, Liechtenstein, and Austria. We really got into Frankfurt Airport. And we're waiting here at gate 43 to board this Delta plane right here to return to the United States. I'm sorry I can't get a side view of it, but I assume it would be similar to this plane right here, which is also at the gate next door. That says 762 on it right here, but I don't know. But they're servicing the plane now, getting ready to go to Cincinnati, Ohio on Delta Flight 43.
To second.
King does a good job of staying with this slider and drills it to Barbary, but Barbary right there to make the stab.
Don Slott has walked, struck out, and grounded out.
Barbary made a great over-the-shoulder catch in last night's game, Jay.
Yes, he did.
Oh, man, it was spectacular.
Lloyd McClendon has come out on deck for Pittsburgh. And he'll bat for Pitt Keizik. Pitt Keizik going 2 innings. No runs on 2 hits. Would have given up a run. Riley missing third base. Now this play is for Santiago. Bonito takes it in foul territory.
Santiago waits to the end, then throws his mask away so he won't step on it, and then stays right with it and makes the play. Good play, Benny.
And the veteran Lloyd McClendon batting 167, 7 RBIs and a home run, and he is 2 for 10 with 2 RBIs as a pinch hitter. On the outside corner. Marlins lead at 8-3, 17 hits, a new season high. Surpassing the 16 at Pittsburgh and at Colorado. One ball and 1 strike to McClendon. Inside and low. Hope you'll be able to take some time to join us again tomorrow night. We'll be on Sunshine across the great state of Florida for you. Game 3 of this series. Popped up. It is Walt Weiss. And he makes the play. Hoffman gets him 1-2-3. Florida leads it 8-3.
In 14 cities and 10 countries across the Pacific, they're playing our song. United Airlines. Come fly the airline that's uniting the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
You see, this is a list of things I had to do on Monday. This one is everything I had to do on Tuesday, plus what I didn't get done on Monday. Wednesday's list is ridiculous. Thursday's hopeless, and here it is Friday. But things are looking up, because the one thing that I really need to do is go to the bank. And I can do that tomorrow, because Great Western is open Saturday. Even I don't need a list to remember that.
You're watching Florida's great sports network, Sunshine Network, home of the Florida Marlins. Major League Baseball. America's favorite pastime is a game rich in tradition, deep-rooted, nostalgic. For every moment, for every exciting action on the field, a vivid memory is created that will last a lifetime. The Pirates crown a new king when Van Slyke comes to town. But solid swinging by the Marlins will help to dethrone the Beasts from the East. It's Pittsburgh at Florida. Live Saturday night at 7 on Sunshine Network.
Here at Joe Robbie Stadium on Sunshine, the Marlins manhandling the Pittsburgh Pirates, trying to make it 2 in a row. The scoreboard brought to you by Gatorade for that deep down body thirst. New York and Philly tied, Cincinnati leading Atlanta. Montreal and St. Louis scoreless in the first. Houston leads Colorado. Detroit over Toronto, Baltimore over Boston. And right now, Carr steps in. Inside to Chuck. 8-3 the score. John Candelaria, the Candyman. This is his 18th season in the major leagues. Swing and a miss. Carr from Brooklyn, New York, or Candelaria, I should say, from Brooklyn, New York, facing Carr. Candelaria's parents, Puerto Rican. This fellow was a tremendous basketball player in high school. Didn't even play baseball until his junior year in high school. 2-2. Here is that play a moment ago by Briley. We don't see it very well. You see dirt fly off. He didn't touch the bag with his back foot there. And they made the appeal there, and he was out. And that's why we took the run off.
Yeah, because it looked like from up here that he distinctly did tag it, and yet they said no.
High fly ball. Martin ranging over in foul territory. Takes it.
Second baseman, Brett Barbary.
Chris Carpenter down in the pen for the Marlins. Barbary tonight singled, got an RBI and scored in the first, hit into a double play in the second, flied to center in the fourth, and grounded out in the fifth. Brett's batting .286 as he stands in there. And he really put the rip on this one, and it is off the wall. Misplayed out there, and a double. That's Wilson now in center field, and he didn't have much of an idea what it was going to do off the wall. It's a double for Barbary.
I don't know if it was so much that he misplayed it as much as that Barbary tattooed it and it hit off the wall, and he just tried to get his body in front of it so the ball would come back and hit him. Instead, he runs by it, and Al Martin right there, and he was the one that ended up making the play and holding Barbary to a double.
If that ball gets away from Martin,
oh yeah, then it might have been almost an inside the Parker.
It could have been. And when you think that ball is going to hit the wall, you're better off to wait and see. But of course, it is a learning process for the teams that come in here. Magadan still has a chance for the cycle. Doubled, RBI, scored in the first. Singled, RBI in the second. Homered in the fourth. Grounded out in the sixth.
And that love it when Benny goes to his knees and tries to pick a runner off at first base. I mean, he is exciting, and that is one of the most exciting plays, but you're not going to get too often a guy like Andy Van Slyke, but you can see how quick he is.
Into right field off the bat of Merced. Van Slyke at second, Merced at first. 2 on and 2 out for Dave Clark.
Right fielder Dave Clark.
Dave Clark tonight Singled, got an RBI in the first and grounded out in the third. 7-13-0 for Florida, 2-5-1 for Pittsburgh. We're in the fifth. Inside for a ball. Baltimore just hit Boston with 6 runs in the top of the fourth. Baltimore now on top 7-2 in that game.
Well, have you thought about that trivia yet? Who do you think?
I've been thinking about it. They don't want down in the truck. They're still working on it.
Oh, I see.
But we'll. Into left field. Conine coming on. Makes the play. Pittsburgh strands a pair after 4.5. Florida leads it 7-2.
Here's his